Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial. This is 3.3.2 price. And a price comes under one of the 4 P's in the marketing mix or the marketing strategy. And there's lots of different pricing methods. Like when you think to yourself, what determines the price in a market? It could be cost plus, competitive, penetration, skimming, promotional. Why isn't there psychological? I don't know why, but I'll add that one to the list too because it's pretty cool. So pricing methods, cost plus pricing. So this is the first point, second point, and third point. Recommend and justify. So basically this is just advantages and disadvantages, and you gotta recommend in the given circumstances. This means like in the case study, and they ask you like for example, if they sell clothes and they're not that good quality, you can use your logic and say skimming's not a good one. Or I'll explain to them, like I'll explain the definitions first and disadvantages and advantages. So cost plus pricing, it's self-explanatory. It's basically the cost of the product plus a percentage markup. So this is like how many percent is added, how many percent of the cost is added to determine the final price. So let's say cost is 10 or 100. You want to make it has to be a 20% markup. So 20%. So the final price is 120. It's as simple as that. So an obvious advantage is that it's easy to apply. Easy to apply. The second one, a disadvantage is you usually have to know one of each. It could lose sales if competitors' prices are lower, and this makes sense. So that's cost plus. Second one, competitive. It's also known as the market price, and this is pricing the product in line with or just below the competitor. So let's just say this is your competitor's one. You gotta make it fairly close and fairly similar. Should be really close, either that or just under. So the positive is sales are likely to rise as the prices are at a realistic level. But the disadvantage is costly research is needed to find the prices of all your competitors. Okay. Penetration. And this goes penetration and skimming. It's the opposite of each other. I'll place them together. Penetration is basically going lower, setting the price lower than the competitors' prices in order to be able to enter a new market. If this is a new product and you want to get your name known, to increase sales, you just make it lower for now. You might not make a profit, or you might break even, but this would ensure sales. So that's the first positive, ensure sales. And as obviously, when the product is sold at a low price, if it's low price, then usually low profit. So this is called penetration. And price skimming is the total opposite. When you go above the competitor's one in hopes of thinking your product as better quality. So positive is that it can help establish the image as being good quality. And this might link to the psychological pricing, which I'll explain later. And I'm surprised there's no dynamic pricing here, but you don't have to know dynamic pricing. You can if you want to learn, or leave a comment in the description and I'll tell you, or you can Google that. Disadvantage of this is that it may put off some potential customers of such high price. High price equals less customers because they may put them off. And this aspect, I'll do promotional last, because this aspect of high price and high quality might link to number 6, psychological pricing. And I like psychological pricing, well, because there's two bits of psychological pricing. Number one is the classic $99 one. That's the if you think it's $1 but it's actually not, that's a psychological pricing. And the second one is if it's high quality, or I mean sorry, high yeah, if high quality, it reflects on the price. So high quality equals high price. That's what people normally think, like Evian, it's really high quality, so therefore it's really high price. But actually that might not be the case. So but this is a type of psychological pricing too, where they think with the consumer's mind or play around with it. So that's skimming. Now I'm gonna talk about promotional. So promotional pricing is what most of you would already know. So it can be in terms of buy one get one free. It can be in terms of all those like loyalty cards and like stamps and so on. They use it's really common. So this is when the product is set at a very low price for a short period of time. That's the key thing. Low price for a short period of time. And it's short because maybe they want to get rid of unwanted products. That's number one. However, sales revenue may be lowered. So that's 7. And for number 2, recommend and justify. As I said earlier, like, you just have to use your common sense. Most of these apply for all situations, but when I do lots of past papers, the promotional one, the price skimming one, they only apply to a few situations. Like if they, let's just say like ABC sells cat food, you can't say price skimming because there's no like real high quality cat food. Or if it's clothes, you can normally, the safe bet is to just go for like penetration, promotional, and competitive, or maybe cost plus too. But within these 7, you have to know all of them quite well, and you have to recommend and justify an appropriate pricing method in given circumstances. Mark will be given for one name that's identifying. You can explain it, you analyze it, you apply it, that's application marks, and finally you evaluate it and why this one is better than the other one. So like you can say, oh, it's Christmas season, you can do promotional pricing because you want to get rid of autumn or fall shirts or something like that, where all of these others can't, and so on. Okay, so that's almost done. So we have to understand the significance of price elasticity, and you don't need to know the formula. I'll teach you the formula because it's really simple and very easy. So price elasticity of demand, since I do both economics and business, I need to know the formula. So price elasticity of demand measures the responsiveness to a change in measures responsiveness of demand to a change in price. No, mom, I'm recording. Sorry. So price elasticity of demand is basically, there's 2 ways. There's elastic and there is inelastic. And for economics, we go by the term splat. So if it has a substitute of a product, the proportional of income, whether it's luxury or necessity, whether it's addiction or not, and the time that is involved. So for business, we just have to know if it's elastic or not. If it's normal everyday, like normal, just normal goods, it's usually elastic. But if it's a need, like electricity or demand, or like water, should be inelastic. So basically, what this is a change. If it's inelastic, a change in price would result in a proportionately greater increase in quantity demanded. So if the prices go down by just 5%, the quantity demanded should increase by 10% if it's inelastic. So in this the case, the formula I'm going to teach you is percentage change in quantity demanded over percentage change in quantity over percentage change in price. In this case, it's 10 over 2, and that's 10 over 5, and that's 2. So if the PED is above 1, is said to be elastic. If PED is less than 1, it's said to be inelastic. So like for example, forgot how you draw that graph. I think yeah, inelastic is this. I mean elastic is this. Inelastic is this. It's less than 1. So if it's 1, it's called unitary elastic for information. So need, like let's just say there's fuel. If the price, or cigarettes, and if this comes under splat A, addiction, if it's really addictive, like a change in prices may go up by, let's just say 10%. But quantity demanded will not decrease by 10% because it's so addictive. People will still keep buying the product no matter what. So let's just say it's 7. So 7 over 10, it's 0.7. It's said to be inelastic. So some business need to realize that if they are an inelastic company, they should just increase the price to increase revenue. So that's basically it. Yeah, thank you for watching.